Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Tyson Parker, presenting my business plan for Parker Consulting Services to Mid-America Christian University for my entrepreneurship class. My facilitator is Dr. Alston. So the business plan for Parker Consulting Services Incorporated, we'll go ahead and dive right in. So the mission statement for the company is we provide the best well site manager for each project. We aim to understand the project's needs and the level of expertise needed to obtain the best results for every client. We work with the client to provide a safety-minded operation on location and the best practices to outperform any expectations that are set. We have vast amounts of experience in well site management, hydraulic fracturing, and project and operations management, providing our clients in the oil and gas industry the best service possible throughout the United States. Our customers, they'll be requiring expertise in fields of well completion and workover operations. A lot of these customers already have history in these fields, and they're looking to improve their workflow practices and help reduce the impact of damage to the environment surrounding locations. Most of these companies will be oil and gas companies, also known as operators. They're breaking into new fields called exploratory fields throughout the country. They have vertical wells and horizontal wells, both ranging from 10,000 feet to 20,000 feet. The deeper the well, the more experience you should really have, because a lot of different things can happen. But they're looking for the best flow production they can get out of most of their wells. In the market, what we're looking for as a company is the industry needs hydraulic fracturing specialists. It's kind of a cornered market, a niche, if you will, because not everyone understands how the process of hydraulic fracturing works and what takes place when the drilling rig leaves. A lot of people think that there's nothing that goes on. You just put a wellhead on and that's it. And that's not really exactly how it happens. So some of the companies that we are competitors with are Sierra Engineering and Icon Energy Services. They've got a much larger employee base. However, they don't always look for the smaller companies to do work for. They target the larger ones that need a vast amount of people versus the smaller companies that are usually owned by individuals. The country itself and the world really is recovering from an oil glut that OPEC essentially laid out on the global market with an oversupply of oil. The industry, as of first quarter of 2017, seems to be recovering quite well. The markets range from $53 to $55 a barrel, and can vary, just a couple dollars plus or minus. There's an enormous potential for growth because of that, and right now would be a good time to get into that due to a smaller company with lower overhead. Many of our customers have experienced this glut and the other ups and downs, and so they understand that a lower overhead company will cost them less in the long run. So that's who they want to look for. So that's who our customers are going to be seeking out at this current time, especially with people that have experience with horizontal and vertical wells that go from 10,000 feet to 20,000 feet deep, and really understand how to get the best processes in place to get the best production flow out of everything they've got. So a little bit about the company itself. PCS Inc., Parker Consulting Services, we're here to bring better production enhancement and a better product to sale and to the end consumer. We have consulting services from the time the drilling rig is left to the end of the process where the well is actually tied into the pipeline. Some of the customers that we were looking for and obtaining work from are Chesapeake, Devon, Newfield. but also some service companies as well, because service companies could use us to better enhance their service quality for the operating company, as mentioned above. Um, people that work for PCS Inc. are subject matter experts in hydraulic fracturing or some other field operations, such as workover rigs and stuff like that. Each product or project that we make a commitment to, we make a commitment to provide the best results we can to the client, and we're always looking for better people with innovative ideas and better safe work practices to essentially bring on and sit at our table. With that being said, we're a very organized company with the needs of wanting to do a good job for everybody, a very safe job. But with that, we need people with a certain level of expertise within the subject. Parker Consulting Services will be located in Bridge Creek, Oklahoma. The company was incorporated December 13th, 2013 in the state of Oklahoma. Myself, Tyson Parker, will be the president and CEO. The VP and Secretary of Treasury will be Lindsay Parker. Consultants will be myself and David Tully. I will oversee the company's operations and be the lead sales producer for the company. I started out working my way up through the military, becoming a leader, transitioned from the military to the oil and gas industry, started at Halliburton Energy Services, worked my way up to the management, overseeing several crews, specializing in hydraulic fracturing throughout the United States. I've worked for Chesapeake Energy as a service supervisor, and I helped create the company called Performance Technologies, which is a subsidiary of Chesapeake. It's also a hydraulic fracturing company. I separated from Chesapeake Energy and began a consulting career in 2013, and I attended several well control schools to prevent any environmental spills or any well control events that could result in catastrophic failure. And I've been involved since then. I have been involved in several exploratory and experimental wells, from anywhere from running fiber optic cable from the very bottom of the well to the very top to get better flow numbers, to different well sites throughout the country involved, around Kentucky and Illinois and stuff like that, where there is nothing going on at all, but some companies think that there is more going on than there should be. David Tully started as an onshore drilling crew member, worked his way up to a driller, and then became a tool pusher. Once he became a tool pusher, he moved to offshore operations. Once he moved to offshore operations, he essentially started out as a driller, and because of his safety-oriented work processes, became a tool pusher for Transocean Drilling. He has traveled all over the world providing supervision to crews drilling offshore and deep water. David's got over 15 years of experience doing that. Lindsay Parker will be the VP of PCS Inc., and she'll be the Secretary of Treasury. Lindsay has a background in banking and accounting. She will manage the office and bookkeeping and essentially ensure the company's files are kept in proper order. She has nearly 10 years in the banking industry and will be a viable asset as the company grows as well. The company is set up as a S Corp, and probably will remain that until a restructuring is deemed necessary by the growth of the company. So where will PCS Inc. get the best exposure? Right now, exposure will primarily be used through social media outlets. LinkedIn is a professional one. Then there's always Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and several other ones. But there's also, outside of social media, there is many oil and gas expos throughout the region and the country that allow you to get face-to-face time with some operating companies that are looking to enhance their business practices while on location and get a better flow out of their wells. And it's also a chance to solidify the current stance with customers we already have a working relationship with as well. So the product and service line. So what we have to offer is project management, on-site safety management, hydraulic fracturing oversight, drill out supervision, completion supervision, and quality assurance. The pricing depends largely on the market, as well as the length of the project, and will include all travel expenses. We don't have a limited number of things we need to go over as far as pricing. It's all attached in the business profile itself. So the funding portion of it, we'll look for completion and workover management services. The budget for the company, using an estimated cash on hand of $75,000 as capital and a proposed business loan in the amount of $75,000 to purchase travel vehicles, expensing operating expenses, purchase office equipment, a legal retainer for any kind of legal issues we run into, and provide a payment to employees and consultants as well. That's basically the startup costs. There will be other operating costs later on throughout the years as the company continues to grow. An open line of credit is an option if needed for establishing that. However, with the loan of $75,000 and the cash on hand of $75,000, that would be more than enough to get us through what we needed to do. So the financial projections, if you take a look at the bottom, total expenses for year one is $129,200. The net profit is negative $4,200. However, starting year two, we essentially become in a profit situation, and we continue to grow from there, as you can see on year three. The goal is to continue to grow. On the second page of the finances, at the very bottom on the cash position, we start with 118 year one, and that's pre-startup. Year two, we drop down to 89,500, and year 2 and 3, we continue to drop, but essentially, as we grow, our cash position will somewhat decrease. However, we will also increase in profitability due to having more customers. So that's the business plan. If you have any questions, please contact me. My contact information is located in the business plan itself. I appreciate your time. Thank you.